All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Justin Henry, and I'm going to be discussing building culture of experimentation. And this was discussed in a case study in my MBA class. And it's talking about Booking.com, which is a holding company. Actually own Kayak and several older or several other holding companies or booking companies where you can book vacations and trips and other things like that. Um, so yeah, they've been around for quite some time. They have a quite large market share, and I believe they've done that through the amount of experimentation that they've used throughout the years. And today we're going to discuss about what it means to have a culture like that, not only in business but in real life as well, and or other aspects of life. Um, Market information system and how that works within a company. Then we're going to go over the questions of potential factors that um, companies may face and using one type of research methods or unethical things that could possibly happen, how to avoid possible uh, effects of these dangers. So first, what does it mean to build a culture of experimentation? And in the article or in the text, they went over a few other examples, but I have encouraged collaboration, meaning when you do research, it shouldn't just be shared with only the group of people that did the research study. It should be within the whole company. It should be shared within a database, so that everyone can understand and have the same information and can learn and continuously grow and improve. Like I have an example here, and then also in the text they have understanding failures and understanding that you will fail, and they do give an example within the text talking about you can do an experiment 10,000 times and you're most likely going to fail 90% of the time, and you have to be okay with failings. And that 10% of the time that you do fail, you did get 1,000 right, and you keep on growing and improving. So, that number of failures, shrinks as much as possible, but that only happens over time. And taking that risk and understanding that it's okay to take risk, and and how much risk that you're willing to really take. Um, so market information system is an is something that within the culture should embrace, and it's a commitment of the employees and the leadership team um, to implement into their systems. I believe the first step is actually data collection, and it's you collect the relevant data that you just collected from um, said experiment, whether it's your own market research from a competitor, um, industry reports, market reports, um, anything like that. And then those that data that gets collected needs to be analyzed, and you have to analyze this into a sense so that people can understand the information and it can be shared within the shareholders of the company. And ultimately, this is how companies make the decision making. So this is answering one of the first questions that came across in the case study, and it was asking, what potential ethical issues might be factors in certain types of experiments, and some some things like informed consent. If there isn't, transparency of explicit consent from the people that are going to be quote unquote experimented on, then that could cause some problems, obviously, with the trust of people. Um, even just this is only talking about Booking.com, but it's considered a violation of privacy, and you must, and then you have to also make sure when you get this data, you have to ensure that and express and actually do and make sure that the safetyness of the data is going to be safe and locked away. It's not going to be shared. And that's actually a problem recently with a lot of companies that they're sharing data and they're not informing their consumers or the people that they're experimenting on that they're being experimented on, or they're using their data for information. And then fairness. You can have bias towards one group. You got to make sure that there isn't bias one way. If the group knows they're being experimented on, if they don't, if they're a placebo or they're discriminatory, that and other unethical factors can happen. And then, you have to really think about how can you avoid these pitfalls. And first, like I said, you need to make sure you get explicit consent from users of any of the experimentation. Must protect, like I said, must protect that information, and be very transparent about what is going on in the experiment, that they know that they are being experimented on, that there isn't any kind of bias, because that can skew the data one way, and that might not benefit you overall anyway as a company or for Booking.com. So following these steps right here will potentially help avoid potential unethical behaviors and issues. So asked to conduct a A/B research experiment, not just using the website as an example, but I took into account for their ads that they have in social media ads. So I would use something that they've already used in a campaign before. They use a lot of diverse body types and many ethnicities in their Dove ads. And I believe that using that as their target audience will continue to increase conversion rates and engage and overall success of their campaigns. So I would design one ad that would have, and one group that would have the diverse body types and ethnicities, and then the other group would have just one body type, generalized body type, and we would analyze, and whichever one comes back with the most conversion rates, we'll learn from that experiment and test it again, because you don't only want to do one test. And this goes into the next question is, why is it important for companies or Booking.com to use other qualitative forms of research in addition to A/B experiments, and what are some potential dangers? So these are other examples of, it's a little blurry, but other examples of qualitative research methods like focus groups, case study research, ethnographic researching, and things of that matter. And some potential dangers of using just one method of qualitative research is you're limited to your options. You have a limited view of the data that you're trying to design, and the viewers you don't have a overall view of the users' needs and their behaviors, and then that cause biased results. And you only get if you only use A/B, I would say there's a very quick insight. I believe is very short-term results. There should be some long-term results in there so that when you get the quote unquote why or the how and fully understand your consumers, you'll be able to gain more of an understanding of the users and their needs and make better informed decisions, not only internally for the company, external and understanding the external factors and being able to share information with the shareholders. So thank you for your time today. And these are my citations that I use throughout the presentation. And thank you.